this session and all of them that we're going to learn today should be dedicated to Refuah Shlema, dear Rabbi Yaron Reuven Shlita. His name is Yaron Ben Doris. Also to Ariela Ora Basana, Mim Rasi Rachel Bas Brindel, David Shlomo Ben Sandra, Yehudis Bas Noach, quick release of Moshe Shmuel Ben Pnina. I spoke to him today, Baruch HaShem, and Atzlacha Rabba to our dear friends Geveres Chana, Bas Avraham Avinu, and the whole family. All right. So we continue today with our book Kosher Kitchen. We're in the last chapter, chapter 19, and we go utensil by utensil in alphabetical order, and most of the information is actually we covered, but some of them is new. But now he put like everything into one place. Like we cover in the different chapters, but now everything in one place by utensil. So next one, but some of them new. So which is new, for example, this one, shopping bag. One should prefer not put meat and dairy foods into one shopping bag. Meat and dairy foods may drip into each other. The wrappers of the packaged meat may be fatty, right? And touch other foods. Cottage cheese and yogurt containers may open and spill. Okay, no problem. So meaning, very good advice. Don't put everything in the same shopping bag. Okay. So and it is true when they handle this meat packages, so it could be fatty hands, right? Some residue from something else. So okay, try to be careful. Again, don't put meat and dairy in the same, preferably. So again, there is no prohibition, but preferably not to put in the same bag. Okay. Continue. Still reverse, flee, see flatware. Okay, we've done that. So next one. Big topic that we spend a lot of time. I just remind you in a section of chapter 15. I say it's lots of Pesach, right? How to kosher for Pesach. So it was a big topic was sink. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so now everything that we know about we need to know about sinks. One with the ability to acquire two kitchen sinks, right? For the one for the meat and one for dairy should certainly do so. The ease of use for the prevention of numerous problems made this worthwhile investment. One who has only one kitchen sink should wash dishes using one of the following methods. Okay, so before we continue. So properly to have, right, if possible. Again, it's not like end of the world, but if possible, if a person buys their own apartment, their own house, do renovation, and try to see if they can separate the sink, not even double sink. The highest is two separate sinks in two separate corners of the kitchen, two separate sides of the kitchen. That's the best. If this is not possible, double sink. I mean, double sink. I think, as I said when we were learning this subject is, I mean, it's easy alternative. Meaning, just take the old one, make a cut a little bigger. So especially if it's formica, it's very simple, right? You make the cut a little bigger, and you drop in the bigger sink. Right, and all of the water, the supplies, everything is exactly the same. There is no problem. Right, even if it's stone, right, it's not a big deal to cut through the stone, like stone. What is it? Countertop. Okay, of course, formica is easy, right? But stone also, there's no problem. So that's right. So again, first choice, totally separate sink. Second choice is double sink, and third choice, if you don't have a choice, you have simply one sink. So okay, so let's see. One who has only one sink, one kitchen sink, right, should wash dishes using one of the following methods. A. The fastest, the safest manner is never to place any dish or cutlery onto the sink itself. All pots, dishes, and cutlery should be washed while being held in one's hands. Okay. Can you actually do that? I don't think so. Right? I mean, it's very, very inconvenient. So technically, I mean, if you like, many things like you need to soak, right, with water. So because like for example, after showers, so we have tradition to walk to wash everything, especially in the winter. It's unless it's like. I don't know, like summer when it showers ends like around 10 p.m. until Malava Malka, it's like 11:30 or something like that's right. That's very late, but we have this tradition to wash like Motzi Shabbos, and then do Milava Malka, because if you do Milava Malka, I mean it's proper to opposite, but we try to keep right. Everything in perspective. So right, so do this, and then sometimes you want to drink a little wine or something like. Of course, you don't want what was dishes while you do this. Okay, while you have a little wine in your veins. Right, you can break things. Okay, right. Right. So you need to soak. What I'm trying to say, you need to soak these dishes. You need to soak these pots. I mean, technically, you can pour some water and leave it on the counterpart, technically, and wash it in, like holding in your hands. But sometimes, for example, if somebody is using like this slow cooker and this insert is like old style, like it's the best. I say old style, but it's best ceramic one, the original. So because ceramic wire, right? It would keep the heat for a very long time. So it's the best, but it's very heavy. It's best. It's very, very heavy. So how, like, if you ask me, like, can I hold it with one hand, like, and then wash it with another hand? I mean, it's very inconvenient. Right? Very, very inconvenient. So I mean, it's much easier, like, to put it down in a sink and wash it. So, but according to, if a person has one sink, it's not going to work so well. So like plates and other things, also plates, it's better to soak it. So for soaking, maybe we can use this dish pan, right? This plastic pan, usually like, I don't know, 6-7 inches tall, right? Pretty deep. So you can put a lot of plates in there and soak it, and cutlery, and wash it this way, and then use sink only to rinse it. It's another alternative. So technically, you can survive with one sink. So again, the best way not to put everything on the sink bottom. Okay. B. So it was A, B. One who finds it difficult may wash both types of dishes in a sink. Right. If he ensures that no dish or pot touch the sink bottom, right, or the sides, and that no dish and the dishes do not touch the water collected in the sink. There are two methods by which this can be accomplished. So before we continue, we have to understand. So first methods, you hold everything in your hand, like suspended. So second thing, second option is actually, no, you're going to put down, but yeah, you're not going to put down right on the bottom of the sink, because it does not make sense, right? Because you usually people wash with a hot water, and it could be like a residue from what is it, from daily. Now you wash in meat dishes, right? And you're going to put on the bottom, so it does not make sense, right? So they recommend, and that's what we recommend some our dear students, to put some this rack. I'm not sure what is it called. Some the simple one of them without legs, right? The simple, it's put you put on a what is it, on the bottom of the sink, right? It's like they call it rack. It's like a wire things, but it's not wire like a metal. It's a wire, but coated with something like a softer plastic or whatever is it. So I mean that like very gentle on dishes, but this one is not good. I mean that's what they sell, but it's not good. So we need one with a little legs, right? So it would stand like above the sink floor. Why? Because sometimes when you do like when you spill a lot of water, right, or like there is a food that clogs this thing, the drain. So meaning the water is going to rise, and that's the problem. So this hot water that it's connected to the bottom of the sink is going to touch your plates, right? That's the problem. That's the problem. So right, so they have to put something on the bottom, this rack, but with legs. Tiny, but I saw one. What is it? It's not 1 inch. Is it half inch? Maybe less than half inch. But it much better than nothing. I mean, it's still like you have some room, right? So and you see what is going on. So a room between the water level and the dishes. Okay, so okay. There are two methods by which it can be accomplished. So again, put your dishes in the sink, but they cannot touch walls of the sink or the bottom of the sink. Okay. Two methods. Number one. In the opinion of some authorities, dishes should be washed only in basins inserted in a sink. Right. One for meat dishes and one for dairy dishes, and one for dairy, and one for parve if necessary. Okay. The tap water should pour directly onto the basin, not onto the sink. Okay. One need not be concerned about any water subsequently flowing from the basin into the sink. Okay. If necessary, one may drill small holes in the basin bottom so that the water may drain away. I'm not sure how it makes sense. Okay, we'll see. The basin themselves should preferably place on a rack or a board. Okay, here we go. Not directly on a sink surface. The sink should be thoroughly washed, and the sink strainer cleaned between meat and dairy. Right, because dairy. I'm sorry, I apologize. The sink should be thoroughly washed and the sink strainer cleaned between meat and dairy use so that no meat residue remains while the dairy dishes are being washed, or the reverse. In addition, the drain should be kept free of any blockage so that the sink water should not gather into the sink and not touch the dishes being washed. Okay, so sound a little complicated, but I think we're going to explain it right now. BeEzrat HaShem. We need Hashem's help always, but the more we ask for His help, the more He helps. Okay. So again, our goal not to put these dishes on the floor of the sink, like apologies. Take it back. Our dishes should not touch the bottom or the side of the sink. That's it. So the first method that they offer is, as we say, they call wash only basin. Okay, but this basin or dish pan, it's exactly the same thing, right? Right. So meaning the one that you can put in, right, in there. So meaning all of your dishes are not touching the walls of the sink. That everything is in there in this basin. Okay. So that's first, right? And they say you have to have separate basins, right? So for meat, for dairy, and if someone wants for parve. Today it's so simple to do. It's so simple to do. Today you go buy this basin. They come in different colors. Maybe not in a store. Right, but on internet for sure you can order. So actually, if somebody does not know, there is a store, Home Depot. Many things they ship for free. How does it make sense? Don't ask me. They ship for free, like next day delivery. You go to the store, exactly the same price. Free shipping, exactly the same price. Sometimes I needed something, they shipped to me, like I think like the shipping was much more than I spent on this item. I don't know how is it possible, right? So So and they have on the website the different colors, right? So meaning these the dish pans, this basin, you can buy. I would buy, right? Like red and white, red for meat, or and white for dairy. Okay. So I mean, if somebody wants to, for is it for park, buy whatever color you want. Okay. Okay. So meaning right, but even this basin, preferably, as he said, not to put it on the bottom of the sink. Put it on this rack, as we discussed. These racks that have legs, I think they have a special name. I don't remember what they call it, but if you search for sink racks, they should come up. Okay. So some will like flat and some will not flat. So we need for this not flat. Okay. So he said tap water should go into the basin, right? And a person should not be concerned about the water, like when you spill this water from the basin. Like it's waste. It's not you're not trying to mix meat and milk together. It's zero. It's all waste. So waste is not considered to food. There is no problem. Okay. Right, and the basin themselves, as he said, preferably. So preferably, I would say very preferably, right, to put it on this rack or a board. I'm not sure how board board is going to get moldy, like if it's going to be in the water. Okay. Just saying. But the point is not to touch the sink floor. Right. So he said every time after you wash meat dishes, you have to wash. You have to wash what? Strainer. Clean the strains. What some people do, and I know some people they prefer to use disposable utensils for daily. That's it. Okay, I mean, that does not says here, but like simple alternative. That's it, right? So you can get plastic knives. It's not like you cut something hard, right? So, but if people are they cook dairy meals and stuff, yeah, of course you need different solution. But people who eat, for example, yogurts, pre-cut cheese, I don't know, like cereal, right? You can buy these plastic balls and they just throw them out. There is no problem. Okay. Continue. Okay. Right. So for meat one, for dairy another, this insert. Okay. In addition, the drain should be kept free of blockage. So meaning blockage meaning that the water is not going to come up. But again, you need a lot of water, like 7 inches, 6 inches. Right? Usually it's not the case. If you have this case, that's a big problem, of course. Right. Okay. So continue. A more lenient position is offered by the other authorities. In their opinion, one merely place a rack, one for meat and one for dairy, and one for paref, right, on a sink bottom, and to keep the dishes suspended above the water level in the sink bottom. Okay, one should prevent sink water from rising and touching the dishes. Okay. If the water does not happen to reach the dishes, they need not to be. If the water does happen to reach the dishes, one does not need to kosher. Okay, so that's a very important statement. Okay, so again, the more complicated opinion was the first one, right? It was 3 times longer, right? Meaning that they say rack, and on rack put the dish pan. Okay, I would prefer this. Me personally, I would prefer this. Second opinion, more lenient. They say no, this dish rack is enough. Be careful so the water would not touch these dishes on the rack. Okay, but of course, this rack, so you need one for dairy, one for meat. Right. So right, and watch the water level. Okay. Okay. So, but this again, the dish rack without legs is not going to work. because like even you have a little stream a little bigger, so the water level is going to go up. Or you wash a bowl, right? Bowl contains a lot of water, so if you spill this the dirty water, like a soapy water from the bowl, it's going to come up for sure. Okay. Continue. One who has a meat sink and dairy sink adjoin each other must prevent water from splashing into the dishes of one type while washing those of the other type. Right. The most effective method is to place cover over the sink not being used. Another method is to construct a barrier to separate two sinks. I'm not sure how it's practical, but okay. Some double sink are constructed as one sheet, right, of metal that is formed into those sinks. Although in effect this constitutes one large vessel, half meat and half dairy, it presents no Kashrus problem if one is careful to prevent water splashing from one sink into another. Adjoining sinks share the same common drain line with one drain trap. Yeah. Although this is not the ideal situation, since the drain water may arise from one sink into another, it presents no serious Kashrus problem. Nevertheless, if the drain and drain trap should also kept clean to avoid this problem entirely. Okay, so let's finish this piece. If dish, spoon or fork falls into the sink while the hot water is rising, if it was not directly under the water, it is unaffected. However, if the utensil were directly under the water, a Rav should be consulted. So a lot of information, so but very, very important information. So now we're going to the second best option, right? Second best option, as we said, double sink. So first, it's totally separate, and second option is double sink. So he said if a person have two adjoining sinks, and two adjoining sinks, it's possible, right? So meaning they're a little smaller, right? They take a lot of room, but it's possible. So when this double sink, it's not double size. It's I would say the way I understand it's 1.5 size approximately, right? So this double adjoining sinks for sure is going to be bigger. So they say if it's like this. So the problem is the water can splash from one to another, right? So he said, cover one sink when it's not in use. I mean, maybe some special cover, I'm not sure. Or construct some kind of barrier. So the proper way would be, I guess, keep them a little further from each other, right? And you use this space in between them for some kind of storage, because technically if you think about this, sink should rest on something, right? On from all the sides, on all the sides. So meaning if they too close together, so this thing that separate them, this counter is too thin, right? It can break. That's the way I see it, right? So maybe move them a little further from each other. And as he said, construct barrier. Okay. Continue. Some double sinks are constructed from one sheet of metal. So meaning that this is two separate sinks, but common we have this kind, like a double sink. So meaning for sure, he said some unless they welded together, but it's you can see the seam. I don't think it looks very good. So it's easy for them, like a big sheet of metal, this where the metal is stainless steel, and they just bend it, and that's it, right? And you can use it. So there's no there's no welding. It's one piece. right? So although it's halachically considered one large vessel, right? Halachically, but right, it does not have any kosher problem. And it says the reach right between the two sinks never reaches the temperature sufficient to cause taste to travel from one sink to another. So and this reach, so you have to understand, it's not like a simple wall. It's bended, so it's like a one wall, then space between them, and then another sink. So meaning like the temperature is going to reach so high on this side to transfer the taste on another side. I don't think so. Okay, so as he said in this commentary. Adjoining sinks often share the common drain pipe. So adjoining sink and this double sink for sure, like what is the letter F or something, right? It's come from this. It says a special pipe, and then join with this sink, and then goes into the trap. Trap is one, as he said. It's always one. Can you do two separate? I think so, but it's too much work, right? And technically, well, sometimes when you spill a lot of water right into the sink, so into let's say meat, so you hear in a daily sink that the water is coming up. So it never came up, but you hear that it's very close to the top, right? Because like maybe drain clog or something. But it is a possibility. Like if you spill a lot of water at the same time, right? It's possibility that it can go through the daily drain, even though it's going to like against the gravity up. For sure, possible. Okay, so we have to be very, very careful. Okay. So now this is very important point. If dish, spoon or fork falls into the sink, right? So while hot water is running, maybe in the wrong sink, I think, right? If it was not directly under the water, it is unaffected. So meaning unaffected, so you don't need to kosher it. However, if utensil was directly under the water, Rav should be consulted. So we'll see. He will see how hot the water was. I mean, he would ask all of these questions. Okay. So continue. When washing dishes, one must be mindful of the following. Okay. One must keep separate sponges for meat and dairy and part of dishes, since actual food particles are absorbed into the sponge. See sponge, for sure. There is no doubt about it, so you have to have different sponges. Some people prefer even different shapes. But yeah, so what we have this special like hooks, like storage, like a thing, like hook, in each sink, so you cannot go wrong. Like we don't take the sponge out of the sink. So of course we wash it and then we put it on the wall in a sink, so you cannot miss it. Like right, we try to be like very, very simple, and in order not to make any mistakes, right? And then plus another thing, what we do is we buy the different color sponge. Again, the color, for example, this the company that we buy, they come with green and come with blue, right? Yellow and green or something, and then blue. So I mean, totally different colors, just in case, right? And we keep it separately, right? And plus this. What is it? Part of. Next time. Any steel wool or a Scrabble pad used for dishes of one type may not be used for the dishes of the other type or a part of dishes. If sponge or a steel wool used for one type was used for on another utensil of the other type, a Rav should be consulted. That's terrible if somebody does it. So the sponge, of course, I understand sponge and sort like absorb the taste, and this steel wool for sure it's insert the taste. The thing is, I'm not sure how much people today use in steel wool. Because the steel wool is usually like for olden days, when we then did not have all of this Teflon and other coverage, right, layers. So meaning that the food will get burnt, and you need the steel wool to wash it. But today, I'm not sure. Usually they have some kind like special surface that is not going to burn. Okay, but sometimes I'm sure you need to use steel wool. So sure, say keep it separately. Or scrubbing pad, right? Scrubbing pad also. So right. So if you used it for like it's same as a sponge, right? It's still absorbent, right? If you use it for meat, don't use it for dishes for dairy. But if somebody did one type or another, should consult the Rav. Okay, so again we will see like what was the temperature and of the water, right? And when it was last used for opposite type. So that's two questions that you're going to ask. So next one. One who wears plastic or rubber gloves while washing dishes should have separate meat and dairy and part of use. Okay, so what we do, we buy the just same set, right? Same color, like a set that comes with two pairs, and we write like in a marker, black marker. You say I said D. That's it. So everybody knows it's dairy. Right, and these markers that they're pretty good. Like they never this my letter D like since it's a little higher, there's no problem. Usually it's not under the word. Never is. So like majority of the time you would need to replace the gloves, but the letter D is still there. So some people ask if they need to buy separate a color. I mean, if you want to buy separate color, there is no problem. But technically, that's what we do. We buy the same color. But again, you can do whatever you want. But letter D is enough, like a big letter D. That's what we do. Right. And another problem with the gloves, not a problem, but concern with the gloves that we suspect that the water was very hot, and the person did not even know. So, like, if person washed without gloves, that's the third question that Rabbi would ask. Just so you know, right? That's I always ask this, right? If they wash with a glove. So some people wash with a glove. Why? Because they want to use very hot water, right, and and protect their hands. And some people just wash everything with gloves because they have sensitive hands. What is it? Yes, the expression chapped hands, right? So don't wear it. Okay, what then? Okay, no problem. So meaning the gloves, meaning sometimes they create a problem. So maybe the person increases the water the temperature, and now in some cases they would need to kosher things. Okay, so continue. One should prevent meat and dairy food remains from the touching the hot water spout. Okay, hot water spout, since they will impart their taste into the spout and affect the hot water as it passes through the spout. So this hot water spout is like what else it's called? Like instant water, instant hot water. Or what are we called? Right? It's that they install next to the sink. Right. So okay, some people will install what is it? What is it? The soap dispenser, like under the sink soap dispenser, and somebody would install this hot water, and some sinks come with a double hole, right, on the left, on the right. So right. So when you buy new sinks, think before you buy, basically, with the holes, without holes, with one hole, with two holes, depends what you want to do. So with hot water, some people prefer this hot water. Okay, no problem. Continue. Part of dishes should be held in one's hand during washing. Very simple, straightforward. So because you want to keep them purely parif, not meat and not dairy. Okay. Continue. The next one, see chapter 15, section B5, regarding manner which sinks is Kosher. Okay, we're not going to go into Kosher, the sink, but I think we can stop here.